This is the matter of distraction, Jesus' final words to us. So if we want to try to break it down a little bit, start with these two main thoughts right from the paragraph we just read. I know I'm distracted when. Maybe you're in the ditch already. Or maybe I can describe how it happens so you won't go there. Maybe you've been there and gotten out and don't want to go back. I know I'm distracted when, here's the first thing, I'm not hearing Jesus' voice. I'm not hearing Jesus' voice. Landon, I need you to just come up here for a minute. You're kind of in the sermon now. And I people hear you doing announcements, and you did a great job with the baptisms on this campus, but a lot of people don't really know you. So I'd wondered if you could just take a minute and tell everybody about you and your wife and your life and your family. Just go ahead and tell us some things. No, just talk anyway. Just go ahead. He just said, this is awful, no one can hear me. On a scale of 1 to 10, was my nonverbal communicating interest or disinterest? Disinterest. How many people would say listening, not listening? Go ahead, vote. Listening, tell me, was I listening, not listening? Not listening. All right, thanks, Landon. You were used and abused in this sermon today. All of that was to make this point. When a person, thank you, Landon, I love you. When a person is not listening, it is readily apparent. And if you remember the context from our study last time, Jesus had given the threefold, do you love me, do you love me, do you love me? Feed my sheep, feed my sheep, feed my sheep. I think Peter was tracking through that part. But then Jesus said, when you were young, you used to dress yourself, walk wherever you wanted. When you were old, you'll stretch out your hands, another will dress you. You'll stretch out your hands, the idea of being bound. And somewhere there, Peter got off the listening train. Now, I think it was give him a little bit of respect and understanding. If Jesus Christ said to you, you had a lot of freedom when you're young, but it's not going to end that way. You used to do what you want. This whole thing is going in a bad direction. And then he says, follow me. You're going to martyrdom. That's where you're going. Follow me. Now, no question, Peter got off the train here a little bit. He stopped listening. Now, 13 times in the Gospels, Jesus says this sentence, he who has ears to hear, let him hear. And one of the things that happens when we get distracted is we're not hearing Jesus' voice. We studied in John chapter 10 where Jesus said, my sheep, what? Say it. Say it again. My sheep. I know my sheep because they. All right. So you know you're distracted when you stop hearing his voice and not listening anymore. And in Peter's case, something very, very particular happened. But before I even get to that, let me just ask you, when was the last time you heard from the Lord? I mean, when he spoke to you in such a way that it was so clear that you were so fearful to do anything but exactly what he wanted you to do. This is the life of a Christian. This is the life of a Christian. He said, my sheep, say it again. This is supposed to be going on all the time. He speaks to us, he talks to us, he convicts us, he directs us, he challenges us, he comforts us, he speaks to us. And you know you're in the ditch if you're not hearing Jesus' voice.